Hey guys, it's Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy, and can all my handsome and wealthy men tune into this video? Now, I want to talk about why bad boys don't win the game. Okay? Now, this is going to be controversial because a lot of the dating coaches are not going to tell you this, right? And I had to learn the game the hard way. You know what I'm saying? Like, I never got a manual on how to maneuver with women or really how to, you know, treat women, right? Like, growing up, your mom would always be like, okay, you got to treat her nice, you got to treat her good. But then you come across content that basically gives you the complete opposite, the red pill, right? And then you kind of, start changing your ways, and you start kind of treating women like, they're no good, or they're not like anything special, right? And then, you treat good women like crap. And I made a video on this, so I'm going to leave it in the card here, or maybe in the end of the video. But you start to treat women like bad, and you don't really, have a good perception, right? And that's why they have that quote, why nice guys finish last. Okay, so here's the thing, right? Why bad boys don't get the women. Okay, number one, right? If you're dealing with a healed woman, this game, this bad boy stuff is not gonna work, right? It's just not gonna work on certain women because they're gonna see through the facade. They're gonna see the BS. Okay, so a lot of guys want to be a bad boy. They want to be like, oh, if you take a woman out on a date, you're a simp. Oh, if you do something nice for your woman, right? And I'm not just talking about random women, but I've seen before where guys try to be too much of a bad guy, right? And they'll have a good woman, and they'll still do things to treat her like, dog crap, right? They won't take her out on the date. They won't do nice things because it's labeled, their label to themselves is, if I do this, I am a simp. If I take her out to shopping, or if that's my girl, and if I do something nice, I am a simp. So guys, when you hear these guys talk about nice guys finish last, you have to disregard that message, because that message in itself is toxic. It is toxic, okay? Because what happens is you might lose a good woman because you think that being masculine and being not toxic masculinity, I mean, that there is a such thing, but there is a such thing as doing too much, right? Being so extra, right? And thinking that if you treat a woman bad, that's going to make her stay. Because I understand where guys are saying that, oh, women are emotional and they're this and that, but you have to understand that when it comes to women and their emotions, of course, they're going to be mad one day, sad one day, angry the next day, but you have to know how to channel that in a positive way, man, because you start treating women like crap, what happens is when she finds her worth, she's going to move on. She's going to move on, man. And I had to learn this the hard way, because once upon a time, I was the nice guy, right? I was the nice guy, and I still am, but I went through my challenges. Like, for example, back in the day, in the past, I had a girlfriend, right? She was older than me, right? And I was the perfect guy, treating women good, trying to, be the good guy. And basically, I came across some YouTube videos. I came up a bunch of content creators, and they were talking about, how to be a player, and if you're in a relationship, you should still have multiple women, like texting them and doing stuff like that. And I decided to revamp the whole way I thought, the whole way I acted, and it basically kind of backfired on me. And I just got stuck in this trap, I got stuck in the matrix. I kept going through the hamster wheel. I was like, damn, I got to do this. Damn, I got to do that. Oh, even if I had a good relationship, I felt like there was something like not secure. So I had to go and do something to make sure that, I always had the upper hand. And that's not how you should think, because what happens is it just ruins the way you view the relationships, man. And if a woman broke your heart, you shouldn't now be like, okay, I'm gonna treat all women, I'm gonna become a playboy, a bad boy, and try to be like, okay, well, if I get with this woman now because of what I learned from a bad relationship with a bad woman. See, here's the thing, you gotta recognize that it wasn't you, it was her. The woman is the reason why your relationship didn't work out. It wasn't because you're a nice guy. It wasn't because you were, you know, treating her good. Like, that's not why it didn't work out. It's because she was a bad female. She was a toxic woman. She was not a good woman, right? That's not the woman that you should be putting that effort towards. So if you see a good woman, you have to treat her good, right? It's going to take some time to understand this game, but guys, you do not need to be a bad boy to get women. You do not need to be Mr. Casanova, Mr. You know what I mean? Mr. Playboy Mansion, you know. You need to have, you know, all these females, right? And you don't need to play the game, man. Society wants to make you play the game. Like, you gotta have, you know, you gotta be this toxic motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta be on some Future type shit. You gotta have all these women. And it's cool if you're single, right? If you're single and this is the kind of game that you want to play, you can play the game. But when you have a woman, you should not try to play that game. And that's why a lot of guys get caught up. That's why a lot of guys miss out on good women, because they have a good woman, but they still want to play the game. They still want to play the game. And when do you know when the game ends, man? When do you know when the game ends? Is when you find a good woman. And once you find that good woman, lock her down. If she's treating you good, treat her well, man. Don't try to be like, well, I got a good woman, but something in my internal tells me, you know what, I still gotta play like I'm single. You know what I'm saying? And it really tears women down, you know, when you do that, because now that woman is toxic towards other people, right? I always say that it's not about you. Even if it's your turn, maybe y'all don't last, maybe y'all don't get into a situation where it don't work out. You got to be the mature person, because it's just is what it is. And maybe this advice is not the most sexy advice, right? But you got to just be the better person in the situation. So if a woman breaks your heart, you need to just leave that woman alone. Leave that woman alone. Let her figure out her own problems, and that's it. And then you move on casually, right? You do not try to come into a relationship trying to play games or trying to have, having hella females, and, you know, because then bad stuff will happen to you. Bad stuff will happen. And yeah, man, it's just better not to go around that way. So, do bad boys win in the end? No. Bad boys win in the short term, but they do not win long term. They don't win long term. They do not win the marriage game, the relationship game. Like, those guys usually end up being alone, and maybe those guys want to be alone. But if you really want to get a woman to be attached to you, be in your masculine frame. Stay on your purpose, get on your grind, but you don't have to treat a woman in order for her to attach to you. Just have boundaries, and that's it, man. So it's Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy, man. If you like the video, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Turn on your post notifications. And guys, just become handsome and wealthy. Become the guy. Become him. All right? So I'll talk to you guys next video. Ethan Hill, handsome and wealthy. We're out.